The ballroom of the Midtown Hotel is all glass and gold. A temple built for power and money. Tonight, it is also a battlefield, and Harper Lane walks straight into the line of fire. 7 years since she last saw Landon Price. 7 years since he left her with a shredded heart and a ruined name. Now he stands on the stage in a perfect charcoal suit. The king of a global investment firm, about to announce his engagement. Flashbulbs pop. Reporters crowd the velvet rope. Socialites lift their phones for the perfect shot.
Thank you for coming to celebrate a new chapter for Price Capital, and for me.
His voice is smooth. The same low tone that once promised her forever in a cramped college dorm. Harper steps out from the shadow of a marble column. Black dress sharp against the glittering room. Her heels strike the floor like a countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Funny choice of words. Landon, new chapter. Considering the mess you left on the last page.
The microphones pick up her voice. The room goes silent. Every head turns toward her.
Who is that? Is this part of the announcement?
Harper meets Landon's stunned gaze. His eyes widen for a fraction of a second, before the mask drops back into place.
Security! Remove her from the stage! This is a private event!
2 guards move toward her, but they slow when Harper lifts a sleek leather folder high in the air.
You can have me dragged out, but the regulators will still see what is inside this file tomorrow morning. Price Capital used client funds to cover a private jet scandal for a senator, then buried the loss inside a fake charity.
Gasps roll through the crowd. Cameras swing from Landon to Harper, like a storm changing direction.
Is that true, Mr. Price? Did your firm mislead federal investigators?
Those are confidential documents, stolen documents, and whoever brought them here is committing a crime!
Relax, Landon. This is a signed contract. Your board hired me as independent counsel 3 hours ago. I am here to clean up the mess you made. Again.
Landon goes still. The room holds its breath. The name Harper Lane slices through the murmurs like a blade. 7 years ago, they were a scholarship girl and a rich boy sharing cheap pizza and bigger dreams. Now they stand on opposite sides of a scandal that could burn his empire down.
You have no idea what you are doing! Harper, you are playing with fire!
I know exactly what I am doing. I am making sure the world sees the truth this time.
Her voice shakes for a heartbeat. Memory flashing of headlines that once called her a liar, a gold digger, the girl who framed a Price heir for cheating. Back then, Landon let the story stand. Watched her leave campus in disgrace. Never chased her, never called. Now she watches the color drain from his face as the board chair, a silver-haired woman with an icy stare, steps up to the microphone.
Mr. Price, the board will address these allegations in emergency session. For tonight, the engagement announcement is cancelled.
The bride-to-be, some glossy influencer in a crystal gown, lets out a strangled sound as the photographers pivot away from her.
You cannot do this. Landon, tell them it is a lie.
I need to speak with my counsel. Clear the room. This event is over.
Security ushers guests toward the exits, protests, and excited whispers spilling through the hall like broken glass. Harper holds her ground near the stage, pulse pounding, the folder heavy in her hand, the past heavier in her chest.
Office, now!
His eyes lock on hers, dark and furious. But under the anger she sees something else. Fear, or maybe the ghost of the boy who once looked at her like she hung the sun.
You are not my boss, Landon. You lost the right to tell me where to go a long time ago.
You are both coming. We will not sort 7 years of lies in front of a camera crew.
Harper lifts her chin, feeling every eye still left in the room burning into her back as she turns toward the private elevator. She came here to bury the man who broke her, to make the king of Wall Street bow, and now she is locked in his glass tower again, with nowhere to run. The private conference room on the top floor feels colder than any courtroom Harper has ever stood in. Floor-to-ceiling windows show a glittering Manhattan night. But inside the air is thick with old hurt and fresh anger.
Here is the situation. The regulators already sniff around our last quarter numbers. If this file is real, we either cooperate or we burn.
Harper sits opposite Landon at the long glass table, her legal pad open, pen steady in her hand even as her heart tries to climb out of her throat.
You hired her without speaking to me. You picked the one attorney on this planet who hates me most.
I picked the only attorney who beat a senator at 29 and never lost a case since. You will live.
Relax, Landon. This is not about you and me. This is about keeping your firm out of a criminal indictment. If we work together, we can control the damage. Maybe even turn it into a clean break with the senator.
There is no we. There is my firm, my name, and a woman who showed up tonight to humiliate me on purpose.
You managed to humiliate yourself just fine. 7 years ago, when you let your father destroy me. I am only returning the favor.
The board chair massages her temple, eyes flicking between them like she watches a car crash in slow motion.
This firm will not survive a war between the two of you. You will put your history in a box and lock it for 30 days. Harper leads the internal investigation. Landon grants full access. No secrets, no blocked files. Do you both understand?
I understand. I will need a temporary office, full data room access, and written authority over your compliance team.
Fine, but she does not speak to the press without my approval.
That is not how independent counsel works. If you want a puppet, hire someone else.
Enough! We are done here for tonight. Harper, my assistant, will set you up on the floor below. Landon, stay.
Harper rises, gathering her folder, her chair scraping softly against the polished floor, the sound loud in the quiet room.
Harper, wait.
The single word lands between them, like old glass, fragile and sharp at once.
Save it, Landon. We are not doing this. Not tonight.
She walks out before he can answer, her spine straight, her palm damp around the handle of the folder that now holds both his future and their past. Days blur into a brutal rhythm, early mornings in glass conference rooms, late nights in the data room tracing wire transfers, and red-flagged expense reports. Harper works with a small team from compliance, most of them nervous, all of them careful not to stare too long when Landon enters the room.
He changed the coffee in your office, Miss Lane. He remembered you hate hazelnut.
I did not ask him to remember anything. I only need documents and answers.
Still, the small kindness curls warm at the edge of her chest, a feeling she stomps out with another late-night coffee, and a spreadsheet of lies. One evening she finds him alone in the war room, jacket off, tie discarded, sleeves rolled, staring at a wall of projected emails.
Surprised to see you here alone. I thought kings had people for this.
I am the one who signed the deals. If this ship sinks, I go down first.
You always liked dramatic metaphors.
You always liked to pretend you did not care when you cared too much.
The words hit soft and painful, dragging up images of library steps and shared umbrella walks in the rain. Secrets whispered under cheap blankets.
Do not rewrite history! Landon! You cared about your family name more than you ever cared about me.
That is not true. I walked away because I thought I would protect you. My father made it clear you were a target. He had already started the smear campaign.
You walked away and left me to drown in it. You never once spoke up. Never once told the truth.
I was a coward. I know that now. Every day since I watched you leave, I have known.
His voice cracks, not loud, but enough to shake something inside her. He looks older now, sharper. But his eyes hold the same raw honesty they once did.
Words do not fix what happened. Landon, I rebuilt my life from ashes. I did it without you.
I know. And I am not asking you to forgive me. I am asking you to let me make this right now. For the firm. For you. For us if there is anything left.
The word US hangs in the air, heavy and impossible. Her chest aches with all the things they never said. All the nights she lay awake staring at ceilings in cheap apartments, promising she would never love anyone again.
There is nothing left, Landon. Not for us. There is only this investigation. And the truth I intend to drag into the light.
She turns away before he can see the shine in her eyes, before he can see that under the armor. And the rage, her heart still knows his shape by instinct. The breakthrough comes at 3 a.m. on the 10th day, when the city outside the windows is nothing but scattered headlights and fog. Harper sits surrounded by open laptops and paper files, a graveyard of bad decisions and half-truths spread across the table.
This wire route looks wrong, Miss Lane. The approval did not come from Mr. Price at all. It came from a back office login under his father's name.
Harper leans closer, eyes burning from lack of sleep, heart picking up speed as the pattern clicks into place.
Pull every transaction approved with that credential. I want dates, counterparties, and any instance where Landon signed off only after the money moved.
Hours later, she has a timeline, a dirty lattice of wires and favors. Each one starting with Landon's father and ending with the senator. Landon appears in the doorway as dawn smears pale light over the skyline, his tie loose, his expression tired and wary.
You did not go home again. You will pass out at your desk at this rate.
I will sleep when your empire stops shaking. Come look at this.
He rounds the table, their shoulders almost touching as he studies the messy chart she sketched in thick black ink.
You did sign some of the follow-ups, but the initial movement, the structure, it is not yours, it is his. He used your name as cover.
My father built this firm before I was born. I always thought he would do anything to protect it, not use it like a personal weapon.
He used it to attack me too. Remember, those campus rumors did not write themselves. The leak came from his office.
I thought walking away would keep you safe. I thought if I broke us before my father did, he would lose interest in you.
Instead, he destroyed my scholarship and my reputation. And you let him. You stood there and watched me pack my dorm into 2 suitcases.
I was a coward. I thought if I defied him I would lose everything. The firm, my stake, the future he dangled in front of me. I did not realize I already lost the only thing that mattered.
Harper looks at him then. Really looks. At the lines around his mouth. The exhaustion. The regret carved deep, like an old scar.
The board needs to see this before the regulators do. If we show them that your father orchestrated the fraud, they might push him out and let you stay.
You think I want to stay after this, Harper? After I find out that the man I defended against you is the one who tried to ruin you?
This is your legacy, Landon. You swore you would change the way power works on Wall Street. You do not get to walk away now that it is hard.
You still believe that? After everything I did, you still believe I can be better than him?
I believe the boy I loved was better. I do not know who you are now, but I know you are not him if you hide, while others pay the price.
Silence stretches, filled with the hum of servers and the faint siren song of a city that has watched 1,000 kings rise and fall.
Then I will not hide. Call the board. I will hand them my father on a silver plate, if that is what it takes.
The emergency meeting runs hot and vicious. Landon's father storms in with lawyers and threats. The senator dials in with cold denials and carefully chosen words.
You ungrateful child! You think this girl is worth burning everything I built?
This girl is the only reason this firm has a chance to survive. And she is the only person in this room who never took a cent that was not hers.
You threw away a clean life for a girl from nowhere, and now you throw away my seat for her again!
I never asked him to choose me over the firm. I only asked not to be used as a weapon. That should not be such a radical request.
Enough. The documents are clear. The fraudulent wires carry your authorization, not your son's. You are suspended effective immediately, pending full investigation.
The vote is swift, ruthless. The old king stripped in a single motion, his face purple with fury as security escorts him out past the waiting cameras. Landon does not smile, does not gloat. He only stands there with shoulders rigid, jaw clenched, as if the floor might crack under the weight of his choice.
Landon, the board will offer you a chance to remain as interim chief while we restructure, under Harper's supervision and under strict conditions.
I will stay until the regulators have what they need, and every client is made whole. After that, I will step down. I will not hold a throne built on her blood.
He says it without looking at Harper. But she feels the words like a hand on her heart, gentle and bruised.
You do not get extra credit for doing the bare minimum of decency, Landon. But it is a start.
Later, when the room empties and the city brightens into late morning, they stand alone by the window, the gap between them full of 7 lost years.
I ended my engagement last night. There was never anything between us beyond public image. I needed you to know that.
You think I cared about your image, girl? I do not have time to be jealous of things that were never real.
There has never been anyone else for me, Harper, not before you. Not after you. I threw myself into work and numbers and deals. but I never gave my heart to another person.
The confession scrapes against old wounds. But it also fits. She remembers the tabloids, the photographs, how he always stood alone at the edge of every glossy party shot.
Good for you, Landon. I did not sleep my way to the top either. In case you wonder, I had enough of men treating my body like a currency when your father tried to buy my silence.
He did what?
He sent a lawyer with a settlement offer and a condo key. I tore the check in half and mailed the pieces back.
Landon swears under his breath, rage darkening his features. But beneath it all there is something else. A flicker of fierce pride in the woman who refused to sell her truth. The media storm hits like a tidal wave once the board statement goes public. Headlines scream about dynasty betrayal and a fallen Titan cleaning house. Harper becomes the reluctant face of integrity on every business channel. Her sharp suits and sharper words replayed in endless loops.
People call you the Ice Queen of Wall Street, Miss Lane. How does it feel to bring down the man who once dated you?
I did not bring him down. I exposed a system that punished the wrong person. Accountability is not cruelty. It is the bare minimum we owe to the people who trust us with their money.
Somewhere beneath the noise, quiet messages begin to arrive. Former classmates, old professors, even a dean from the college that once expelled her.
We were wrong about you, Harper. If you ever want to speak on campus again, the door is open.
The apology tastes bittersweet, but it also feels like a weight lifting from her ribs. One brick of shame pried free at a time. Landon keeps his word. He takes every regulator meeting, signs every restitution plan, stands in front of every camera that demands a human face to blame.
This was my watch, my responsibility. The firm failed to detect and stop fraudulent behavior. We will make it right, or we will not exist at all.
People call it a fall from grace, but Harper sees something else. A man who finally understands that love without courage is just cowardice in a nice suit. One night, weeks into the chaos, they end up alone on the rooftop terrace, the city below buzzing like a living thing.
You are trending as the shepherd of reform. The internet loves a fallen prince who takes responsibility instead of whining.
I do not care about trending. I care that my clients sleep at night, and that when you walk away from this, you do not look back and regret helping me.
I helped myself first. You were just the collateral lesson.
You always were the lesson. Harper, you showed me what integrity looks like. I was just too weak to keep up with you.
The wind tugs at her hair, the chill cutting through her thin blouse. She wraps her arms around herself before she can stop the reflex. Without a word, Landon shrugs off his suit jacket and drapes it over her shoulders. His fingers gentle and careful not to linger.
You do not have to play the gentleman now. The damage is already done.
This is not about playing. This is about the fact that I still love you, even when you are the one handing me my head on a silver tray.
Love is a big word for someone who chose silence over me.
I know what I did. I also know I have not touched another woman since the night you left campus. I buried myself in deals and work, and tried to pretend it was enough. It never was.
You expect me to believe that no one else ever reached your bed or your heart in 7 years?
Believe it or not, it is the truth. I did not even kiss my so-called fiancé. Our engagement was a business deal framed as romance, nothing more.
Harper searches his face for a lie and finds none. Only raw honesty and a tired kind of desperation. The kind that does not beg, only offers.
I have not been with anyone either. In case your pride wonders, after what happened, I did not trust my own heart, so I gave it a break. A very long one.
You kept yourself safe from men like me. I am glad, even if it hurts to know you spent all those years alone because of what I did.
The confession carves open the space between them. Not with more pain, but with something like fragile possibility.
This does not erase the past. Landon, it does not erase the nights. I chose my career over any thought of love, because I was too busy proving I was more than your scandal.
I do not want to erase your strength. I want to be worthy of it. If that means stepping down, walking away from this building, from the name, price, in gold letters, I will do it.
Do not make promises in the dark. You will not keep when the sun comes up.
Then watch me! The board meets with regulators in 3 days. I will put my resignation on the table. I will recommend they promote the woman who actually saved this place.
You will throw away your throne to fix a mistake you made 7 years ago.
I will bow to the only person who ever held me to a real standard that is not throwing anything away. That is finally choosing the right side.
For once, Harper has no sharp reply ready. The idea of Landon stepping down by choice rattles her more than any scandal ever could. She came here to drag him off his pedestal, to prove to herself that the boy who broke her could bleed. She did not expect him to kneel without being forced. The final board meeting feels less like a corporate event and more like a verdict hearing. Everyone in the room knows something irreversible is about to happen. Reporters wait outside the glass doors, cameras ready. Investors hover on video screens, eyes sharp with fear and greed.
The regulators accepted our cooperation plan, but they want visible change. A new era. That means leadership must shift.
Then let me make this simple. I resign as chief executive effective immediately. I will remain only as a consultant with no voting power until every restitution payment is complete.
The room erupts, some gasps, some protests. But Landon does not flinch. He sets a signed letter on the table like a final card.
You built this modern arm of the firm Price Capital without you is unthinkable.
Price Capital with me still on the throne is also unthinkable for the people we hurt. If this place wants a clean future, it cannot be under the man who failed to stop the past.
If you step down, who do you suggest to lead? We cannot hand the keys to just anyone.
You hand them to Harper Lane. She has no stake in our old games and no fear of telling the truth. She is the reason we still stand.
Absolutely not. I came here to investigate, not to wear a crown made of lawsuits and stress.
It would be an interim role, with full authority to complete the reforms and restructure. After that, you could set your own path.
I did not fight to reclaim my name, just to shackle it to the same building that tried to crush me.
You would not be shackled. You would be the one holding the chain, the one setting the standard. This is your chance to turn the place that broke you into a place that protects others.
The argument rages, but in the end the board votes. The world outside hungry for a symbol of change. A woman who rose from scandal to power without selling her soul.
The board appoints Harper Lane as interim chief executive of Price Capital with immediate effect. The vote passes.
Harper feels the weight settle onto her shoulders, heavier than any verdict she ever won. But beneath it is a fierce, steady fire, the knowledge that she earned every inch of this climb. Outside the room, cameras flash as the announcement hits. Headlines flip. The girl once branded a liar, now hailed as the woman rewriting the rules. Later, when the chaos calms and the building empties, she finds Landon in his now bare office, a cardboard box of framed photos at his feet.
So this is it. The king leaves his castle.
The king was an illusion. The castle belongs to the people whose money built it. I was just a man who forgot that for a while.
A man who just put his heart on the table in front of an entire board for a woman, who tried to ruin him.
You were right to try. You gave me a chance to be better or to fall. I chose better, because for the first time I cared more about your eyes than any balance sheet.
Harper steps closer, close enough to see the faint stubble on his jaw, the way his hands tremble slightly where they grip the edge of the desk.
What happens now? Landon, you walk away and disappear into some quiet life while I fight the next fire here.
What happens now is up to you. I will not chase you again unless you open that door. I already dragged you into my storm once. I will not do it twice.
You once promised me forever and then left me in the ruins. If I open that door now, I need more than words. I need proof you will kneel to love before you kneel to any board.
Tell me what proof looks like for you, Harper. Name it. If it is within my power, I will do it. If it is not, I will tell you the truth and walk away.
Her throat tightens. The part of her that still aches for the boy with ink on his fingers and dreams in his eyes wants to believe.
Stay, not as my boss or my savior. Stay as the man who sits in the back row while I stand in front of the world and tell our story on my terms. Come to campus with me when I accept that invitation. Stand beside me when I talk about the girl who was lied about and the boy who was too scared to fight for her. Own it in front of them.
Done. I will stand wherever you ask me to. I will let them see me small if it lets them see you as the giant you are.
Something breaks open inside her then. Not the hurt. That will always be part of their history. But the belief that maybe, just maybe, he finally understands what love without conditions means. Weeks later, they stand together on the old campus stage. The same auditorium that once whispered about her disgrace, now packed with students leaning forward to listen.
I was that girl once, the one you hear rumors about. The cautionary tale. I let people with power define my worth. Then I fought back, not with scandal, but with work and truth.
And I was the boy who stayed silent, who let fear of losing money and status turn me into a stranger to myself. I am not proud, but I am here to show that taking responsibility is the first step to doing better.
The crowd does not cheer like at a concert, but the quiet nods, the thoughtful looks, feel louder than any applause. After the talk, they walk across the quad where they once shared cheap coffee and stolen kisses. The past and present folding over each other like pages in a book.
We cannot go back to who we were, Landon, but maybe we can start something new that respects who we became.
I do not want our old story back. I want the version where I choose you every time, even when it costs me crowns and corner offices.
She takes his hand, fingers weaving with his, the contact warm and sure, not a teenage secret but an adult choice. They walk forward into a future that is not clean or simple. But there's a story of a girl who rose from ruin, and the man who finally learned that true power is the courage to bow for love and rise together.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.